This right here is quite literally a giant bike box. As exciting as reviewing a giant would be, it's actually not a giant bike inside this box, but something that's even more exciting. I was talking to a little company called Mary Sales. Mary Sales is the parent company for a little company called Soma. The Soma Rush was one of the first production steel fixed gears of this generation, and they started making them in the early 2000s, if I recall correctly. And in here is that bike. This is before Chinelli Mash was a thing, before the Kilo TT was a thing. This is the bike that started it all. This video is made possible by Wabi Cycles. For complete steel bikes that are well under 20 pounds or 9 kilograms, consider checking them out, linked at the top of the description. I'm actually super excited about this bike because it's nicer than a lot of the bikes that I review. It's steel, which is what I like, and also Soma is a distributor for companies such as Sugino and Nitto, so I'm really excited to see what the folks over at Mary Sales have pulled together for me, because they pretty much have everything that I like, and I see purple, and I'm already excited. Ooh, purple goodness. Just looking at the hints of color that I can see, already super excited. I am a sucker for purple bikes. Ooh, I could taste this bike already. That is grapey. There you have it. First of all, the frame set itself. Hello, this color is really awesome, and you can just see how much attention to detail went into this frame set. You can see that the tubes are thick, as a track bike should be. These are the cleanest TIG welds that I've ever seen. Although it would be really awesome if it was lugged. Just saying. There's these pencil-tacked seat stays, reminiscent of something like an NJS bike. And then the chainstays have this gradual curve to them to give you better tire clearance. This thing is really beautiful. And on top of that, Soma spec'd it wonderfully. IRD Defiant. I've never ridden them, but they look awesome. 144 BCD, and I think that they're a really underrated crankset. And the wheelset, I wasn't expecting this, or they told me and I forgot about it, but Araya SA-30s laced to Suzue Promax hubs. I'm pretty sure that is a custom-built wheelset. And to top it off, it's black rims laced in gumwall tires, which is just like the... oh my gosh, my heart! Everything about this bike is I'm loving so far. Let's put it together. I am probably too excited for this, but I got a glimpse while pulling out the handlebars, and very faintly you can see there it says Nitto. This bike is probably going to have the most fixie points out of all the bikes that I've reviewed thus far, and I cannot wait to start riding this thing. Oh my gosh, they got white grips on there. This thing is so fixie. These are some interesting bars. Mary Sales asked me what kind of handlebars I want, and I said risers, and they asked what kind of width, and I said wide. These Nitto bars are not quite risers, not quite towny bars. They do have a good sweep back to them, as you can see, and it's somewhere in the middle. I've never seen that before. Putting this bike together feels a little weird because I am gushing over it so much. It almost feels like I'm cheating on Wabi, but I mean, fortunately Wabi's very, they're open about our relationship in that I ride other bikes, but it still feels kind of weird because this is a nice bike. It feels like I'm cheating on Wabi. This bike is so hot I gotta take off my jacket. It's actually kind of funny because when I was emailing Mary Sales, the company that owns Soma, about doing this review, they were like, hey, we know you have a thing with Wabi and we don't want to make it weird. Are you sure it's okay? And that like Wabi's cool that you ride one of our bikes? Mary Sales actually asked me how many brakes I wanted, 1 or 2. I told them 1 because I didn't want them thinking that I was going around riding brakeless, but that's exactly what I'm going to do, so I'm going to take this off. Fun fact, this is actually more work than just installing the front brake, but I want fixie points. Ooh, Yeah. That's a familiar feeling. Riding brakeless with a super nice bike. Little irresponsible, yeah, but also reasonably dangerous. You gotta love the white Oury grips immediately getting dirty and gross before I even ride the bike. Someone was like, hey Sella Italia, let me copy your homework. And then Sella Italia was like, sure, just change a few things so nobody notices. Oh yeah, Mary Sales also distributes for MKS. We have here our MKS Sylvans with some MKS toe clips and Soma double straps. Classy. And last for the build, this beautiful front wheel. I must say that these Suzue Promax hubs are probably my favorite hubs as far as looks go, because my goodness, it's like a Pokemon card. Like, come on. Now, before we take this thing out for its obligatory bike check, first let's weigh this thing, and secondly, I need to clean this thing because as beautiful as that matte purple is, it does show grease like it's its job. This 59cm completely steel Soma Rush with 28C tires and a pretty heavy pedal setup weighs in at 20 pounds and 12 ounces, or for all you people in the rest of the world that use a unit of measurement that makes sense, 9.38 kilograms. 9.4 kilograms? Alright, scale. Now that's actually a bit heavier than I was expecting, but I mean, when you take a look at this thing, it's completely steel, there's no carbon components, and it has 30mm wheels, so it's perfectly respectable for weight. So now that the Soma Rush is ready for its photo shoot, let's take a closer look at the specs to see what we're working with. This is Mary Sales' 2019 Soma Rush that they graciously built up for me to review. All components on this build that's just dripping with Fixie points are owned or distributed by Mary Sales, and I must say that they do business with some of the best in the business. Ties to top-tier Japanese companies go deep here. The Frameset is a 59cm 2019 Soma Rush in a new color that is objectively the best color for a bike. From the threaded NJS Tange headset to the pencil-tacked seat stays, the Rush oozes traditional Japanese inspiration with sprinkles of modern features for better everyday practicality and, of course, Fixie points. Up at the cockpit, we have the wonderfully in-between towny riser bar Nitto B808 with Fixie-licious white Oury grips that show everyone exactly how much you ride or don't ride your bike. Mary Sales proudly reps their hometown, San Francisco, with an 80mm Soma Sutro stem. Just ride the Soma Rush up Twin Peaks and your grueling SF fixed gear pilgrimage will be complete. Moving on back, we have the simple and functional Soma Layback seat post and the Soma Hishou saddle. For the pedals, we have the tried and true MKS Sylvans paired with the MKS Double Deep toe clips and Soma Leather double straps, making a classy, comfortable, and functional pedal setup. The pedals are bolted onto the severely underrated IRD Defiant track cranks paired with a 46-tooth IRD Defiant chainring, another modern component with vintage inspiration. The cog is a silver 16-tooth Soma cog, and the whole drivetrain comes together with an Izumi Eco chain. The Japanese influence of this build continues with the presumably custom-built wheelset. Araya SA-30s laced to the brilliant Suzue Promax hubs that have the sparkle of a mint-condition 1999 base set Charizard. And like a mint 1999 Charizard, these hubs will make your friends equally as jealous. The wheels are wrapped in 28C Soma Shikoros made by Panaracer in Japan. The The build oozes class with vintage Japanese influence, but evolves it with modern touches. And the fact that Mary sales proudly wear their San Francisco heritage makes me proud to say that I'm from a town that's a 2-hour drive from San Francisco. This Soma Rush build balances the right amount of old school inspiration and wraps it in a contemporary, in-your-face but practical attitude, and this rush will surely be a treat to review. Now we're going to take the Soma Rush out for a spin to see how the OG Fixie of this generation stacks up against the other bikes I've ridden. Speaking of the other bikes that I've ridden and the bike company that sponsors me that I feel like I'm cheating on, our channel sponsor Wabi Cycles is the epitome of what makes cycling fun. Every one of Wabi's design choices are meticulously made to give you the purest ride quality for the money. And Wabi executes those choices perfectly with master craftsmen right here in Taiwan and a friendly bike shop in Denver, Colorado that is eager to answer your questions and get you on a bike that you'll love. This amounts to efficient, elegant, and timeless bikes that you can get from a passionate group of fellow cyclists. Wabi's relentless attention to detail results in Wallace, my 58cm Wabi Special, weighing in at 17.5 pounds or 7.97 kilograms straight out of the box. That's well under 20 pounds for a completely steel lugged frame set that has no carbon components. That weight isn't just for quoting and impressing other cyclists though. It results in the best riding experience that I've ever had on a bike, with a snappy, responsive, and lively bike that only top shelf steel can bring. That pure fun makes it easy for me to ride Wallace, my Wabi Special, as my only bike as I travel throughout Asia. So if you're looking for the bike that could very well put an end to your search for the perfect bike, consider checking out Wabi Cycles, linked at the top of the description, because it really is the closest thing that I've ridden to the perfect bike. And with that, the Soma Rush review is on the way. I'm here in Taiwan, and if you want me to cover any particular topics while I'm here in Taiwan, please do let me know in the comments. And if you haven't ridden your bike yet today, stop watching me right now and instead ride your bike every day to be reasonably dangerous.